9 shows are dark tonight, including Hamilton, Moulin Rouge, and Hadestown. That's nearly a third of the 32 shows running on the Great White Way right now. All of this coming as New York State sets another record for new cases in a single day for the second day in a row. But keep in mind, hospitalizations, they're still down by more than half from the last major COVID surge, and that was back in January. News 4's Anjali Hemphill is live outside our studios here at 30 Rock with some big changes just over the last 24 hours, Anjali.
Yeah, Gilma, COVID really hitting this city block hard. Tonight's SNL episode pre-recorded, and just across the street here, Radio City Music Hall is closed as this new variant continues to shut down some of New York's most iconic holiday shows.
Live from New York, it's Saturday night.
But tonight, the last Saturday Night Live of the year, is taped with some cast and crew cut back, the musical guest Charlie XCX canceled, and the audience seats empty.
It's disappointing that, we're back to this position that we were in last year, but it's for the best to be safe and keep everyone healthy.
The decision made out of an abundance of caution due to the recent spike in the Omicron variant. On the next New York City block, Radio City Music Hall closed the Saturday night before Christmas. The Rockettes ending their season early after announcing breakthrough cases. While on Broadway, a third of the theaters are dark for the same reason during what's supposed to be the busiest time of year. Meanwhile, this all happening on the last Saturday before Christmas, traditionally one of the busiest shopping days of the season. Some shoppers at Bay Plaza Mall in the Bronx regretting their decision to wait until now.
It's giving me a little anxiety. Yes. So that's why I'm trying to be in and out.
We're masked. Yeah, we're vaccinated, and there's nothing really. What else can we do? You know what I mean? I mean, you can't really stay in the house.
I've got like 4 bottles of hand sanitizer in my purse. So
just gotta keep going, I guess.
The surge in cases couldn't come at a worse time. Experts urging caution as we come together next week.
Everybody's risk tolerance is very different, but I don't think large gatherings should be encouraged. I think that people should keep their gatherings as small as possible.
I think we should hang our stockings with care. I think we need to be careful. We should all be vaccinated and, if eligible, boosted.
And yesterday, this block was filled with people camping out to win tickets to tonight's SNL show. Right now, it's not clear how or if they'll be reimbursed. We're live from Midtown tonight. Anjali Hemphill, News 4 New York.
Okay, Anjali, thank you. In New York City, there are long lines for COVID tests everywhere you look right now. The closures impacting the entertainment industry and the anxiety ahead of the holiday gatherings, bringing some flashbacks to 2020. But tonight, Governor Hochul says New York hospitals can handle this surge. She's also ramping up the vaccine rollout. Here's News 4's Jessica Cunnington with those efforts.
The perfect storm.
This is for testing. Oh, geez.
A new and more transmissible COVID variant slamming New York the week before Christmas. Lines snaking along sidewalks and around corners for COVID tests.
Nearly 3 hours now.
Omicron quickly taking over, doubling cases every 2 days now. Seemingly everyone knowing someone who's tested positive in the past week.
I haven't felt sick in the past few days. I just know there's a large spike. I also have another test scheduled for Tuesday to make sure.
The lines giving flashbacks to 2020 and at-home COVID tests out of stock nearly everywhere. On Monday, the city will distribute 500,000 of them to hard-hit communities, and Governor Kathy Hochul says more are on the way.
This is not March of 2020. We have defenses. We have people across the state of New York who are doing the right thing.
Hochul saying with this surge of positive cases, as of right now, hospitals are stabilized, which is good. 40 new pop-up vaccination sites are now open across the state as she pushes for anyone who can to get vaxxed and boosted.
Given what we're hearing in the last few days, this is the moment to do it.
And that's why Carlos Cesura got his daughter her shot here at Maimonides Medical Center, along with many others online Saturday, too.
But it is scary to see that now this virus can be just so much more contagious.
Dr. Christine Haynes of Northwell Health saying even though Omicron seems to be a more mild variant at this point, since it's causing more breakthrough cases, even in those who are boosted, everyone needs to think about their holiday plans and maybe a plan B.
If you're boosted, I think, travel could be safe. If you're going to see your family and, you think that there's vulnerable people who you might be around, why not take a test the day before and then like a rapid test that a few hours before you go see them.
Jessica Cunnington, News 4, New York.
And just into our newsroom, City Winery will be one of the first live entertainment venues to require negative COVID tests before entry. This in addition to showing proof of vaccination. Starting tomorrow night, you have to have a PCR test 24 hours in advance or a rapid test 6 hours before an event. That new measure will stay in effect through Tuesday. The COVID surge is also interrupting New York sports. The Nets' big three bench. Tonight, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are sidelined by the NBA's COVID protocols. And if the Nets lose one more player, they won't have a big enough roster to play. News 4's John Chandler is in the newsroom keeping an eye on this story for us. Hey, John.
Hey, Gilma, and that's really why the Nets brought back Kyrie Irving, even as a part-time player, so they could have enough players. Well, in a matter of hours, the reality of the NBA's COVID outbreak had turned an already tricky situation into a messy reality for the Nets. Kyrie Irving testing into health and safety protocols on Saturday, along with Kevin Durant. James Harden already on that list. And so this means Kyrie's return is on hold. The Nets all-star guard will need a series of consecutive negative tests before he's cleared to play. Not to mention that he'll need time to ramp up, as GM Sean Marks put it today. And even then, Kyrie can only play part-time on the road, assuming he remains unvaccinated and New York City's mandates don't change. So why, as COVID cases rise, would Brooklyn change its tune on Kyrie's status?
Frankly, continuity's been thrown out the window with COVID and injuries and whatnot. So, I think it's important for us to use all the resources we have to navigate the season. And we're putting an extra strain on a lot of our guys. It's an unused resource for us that we can lean on to help us navigate the season and, patch this thing together as we continue to face different adversities.
Adding to that, the Nets did discuss the risks involved. They get how this looks on the outside, bringing an unvaccinated player in at a time when COVID cases have exploded, not just in the city, but around the NBA, too. But they need players. They barely had enough to play the Magic tonight. This situation may force the NBA to reevaluate COVID policies, may even consider pausing play altogether, though that seems extreme at this point. Gilma.
Thank you, John.